Hi guys, this is Mrs. Saremi. We're going to start with a much needed quote. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. So write this down, keep viewing it every day until we get to be at school. And I promise you when we're at school, everyone gets a Jolly Rancher. All right, so we're going to start 9.2 and it's over a 2-day lesson. We're going to do the easier problems today and the more challenging ones on Monday. This is also a review of Algebra 2. So this is great because we're moving forward in our curriculum, but we're also reinforcing skills you already know, so it helps. So I like doing this little lab here when I introduce or reintroduce the binomial theorem, or also using Pascal's triangle here. So we're going to go through this to see how it helps us and makes the problems go faster. And just a little plug, the math competitions always use this. All right, so we know anything to the 0 power is 1. And anything to the first power is itself. So we're going to have a plus b. But I'll put the coefficients here just so we can see it. A plus b squared, you learned in Algebra 2, the formula, which is a squared plus 2ab plus 1b squared. Now, if you wanted to get a plus b cubed and you didn't know the formula for this, then you would multiply a plus b times a plus b squared. That's a plus there. So you distribute the a, distribute the b, and we come up with 1a cubed plus 3b squared, 3a squared b, plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. And then if we want to get a to the 4th power, you're going to multiply a plus b times all of this. And the trick for that would be, the answer would be a to the 4th plus 4a cubed b plus 6a squared b squared plus 4ab cubed plus b to the 4th. And we're going to talk about how I came up with that so quickly and how to do this really quickly without having to multiply it out. That's going to be our goal for today. So the binomial theorem states that you're going to take the exponent, and first of all, the number of terms that you have will always be one more than the exponent. You have one exponent, two terms, two exponent, three terms. And there's a pattern with all the first term and the second term. Before we get to that pattern, let's talk about Pascal's triangle first on how we get the coefficients. So this is Pascal's triangle, which you learned last year. And it's just a pattern where the exterior numbers are all ones and the interior numbers are the sum of the numbers above it. So 2 is created from 1 plus 1. 3 is created from 1 plus 2. 4 is created from 1 plus 3 because you're adding, and 3 plus 3 is 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. If I wanted the next row, the exterior row is 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. 5 plus 10 is 15. 10 plus 10 is 20. 10 plus 5 is 15. 5 plus 1 is 6, and we get a 1. So as you can see, there's symmetry, and once you start figuring out the pattern, you can just write the rest of the pattern down just backwards. Now, these are the coefficients of the binomials. So this was a plus b to the 0 power. This was a plus b to the 1st power. Again, these are the coefficients. A plus b squared. So this was a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So again, all of these numbers here are the coefficients of our answers. Okay, they are the coefficients. So we're going to talk about how to use Pascal's triangle now. So we want to find the coefficients of each term using Pascal's triangle. Now, this is to the 5th power. Well, this was to the 0 power, 1st power, 2nd power, 3rd power, 4th power, and this is the 5th power. So the coefficients of our final answer would be these numbers. And just as a hint, the second row here is the same as the exponent. So if we wanted to the 5th power, here's our second number, here's the coefficient. If we want to the 7th power, there's the coefficients here. That should be a 1 there. Okay, so again, the second number equals the exponent. Now we want to find the coefficient of the 4th term of x plus 1 to the 5th power, so you need to write out the 5th row. Eventually you'll start memorizing it, or you'll just write 1 Pascal's triangle and have it in front of you. I don't have that luxury on this screen here, so we'll just have to write it out. 1, 1, 1. And this is good for you to watch anyway, so you understand where I'm coming up with these numbers. So I'm still not there yet because this is the 4th row with the number 4 here. Now we have 5. This is the 5th row. Now we want the coefficient of the 4th term. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer would be 10. And let me try to do a pirate face for you guys. All right. Find the coefficient of the 2nd term. Feel free to pause this and try it yourself now. Pascal's triangle. I'll write that quickly because now the focus is on how to analyze it. And here we go. Here's row 6. Here we go. So the coefficient of the 2nd term, that's the 1st term, the 2nd term, so the answer would be 6. Find the coefficient of the 5th term. So again, Pascal's triangle, and again, I would just recommend writing it out once, having it in front of you, so you don't have to keep doing what I'm doing. It'll save you so much time. But I don't know how to split screen it just yet. Okay, so this is the 7th row. We want the 5th term, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer would be 35. Now we want to simplify this. We know how to get the coefficients, but the question is, how do we get the variables? That's what I'm going to model for you right now. So we know this is an exponent of 3, so we're going to use the 3rd row. So we know my coefficients are going to be 1, 3, 3, 1. Well, the 1st term, you're going to put in descending order with the exponents. So you're going to have 1 x cubed, and then we'll write the coefficients down first. That may help you. So you have x cubed, then x squared, then x to the 1st, and x to the 0 is 1. We don't need it. The y's you're going to do ascending from the right, or you can just look at this and say this is from the right side. So start on the right side and start with the highest. Y cubed, y squared, y. Or you can look at it from the left and say, okay, you're going from y to the 0, y to the 1st, y squared, y third. Now the operation inside, there's only 2 possibilities. If you're adding, which we are here, then everything is plus. The other possibility we'll see later on. So if you were to multiply that all out, this would be your final answer. We're just doing it in a shorter way. So now we have x minus 6y to the 6th power. So again, Pascal's triangle. I'm going to keep writing this out until we get to 6. Okay, so there's my 6th row. So my coefficients are going to be 1. I'm just going to spread it out. 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, and 1. The operation is a little bit different. So we're subtracting. So if you're actually going to alternate, and you're going to start with minus, and then plus, minus, and then plus, minus, and plus, and I'll explain why further in a little bit. Your x term is going to be listed in descending order: x to the 6th, x to the 5th, x to the 4th, x cubed, x squared, and x. Your y's, you're better off starting from the right. It's your right side. So we're going to do y to the 6th, y to the 5th, y to the 4th, y cubed, y squared, y, and then y to the 0. This is your final answer right here. Now, why does it start alternating with negative and not plus? Because you're looking at your y's here. You're minusing a y, so you're doing y to the 1st power, which is negative y squared, which when you square, it's going to be positive. All the even exponents on the 2nd term are all positive. Again, you can pause this at any time. This is the last one we're going to do for today. This is a little bit harder. So we have, again, the 4th row. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, and 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. This is the row. So my coefficient is going to be 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. And it's plus, so they're all going to be positive. My first term, we're going to do descending order, x to the 4th, x cubed, x squared, and x. And my right term is not a variable anymore, it's a number, but we're doing the same thing. This is going to be 2 to the 4th, 2 cubed, 2 squared, and 2 to the 1st. The only difference is that we can simplify numbers. So my final answer is going to be x to the 4th plus 2 times 4 is 8, x cubed plus 2 squared is 4, times 6 is 24. So we're just going to multiply the coefficients together. 8 times 4 is 32, x plus 2 to the 4th is 16. So that's your final answer. Tomorrow we'll do a couple of problems that are a little bit more difficult, but if you've got this, it'll be easy for you. Please feel free to message me with any questions with your work. Have a great day, guys.